Okay, good morning. Happy Friday. I hope you all had a great week, and we're going to make it an even better weekend this weekend, I hope. So, happy Friday to you. I recommend that you have some Q-tips. One is enough. They're a dollar. You can get them for a dollar, 500 of them. Somebody's microphone is on and they need to mute
Can I destroy
themselves.
the turret? Just leave the turret to me. I want to destroy it. And I want to destroy it.
Whoever wants to
No,
destroy it needs to
I
mute
wanted to destroy it.
themselves. Wow. Somebody doesn't seem to grasp that they need to be muted. Okay, so you are going to need a Q-tip. I recommend this. Sorry, that's in my recording. I'm not going to restart. Um, or a tissue. You're also going to need your pencil and your pencil sharpener and the notes from yesterday. So, what is going to happen with this one? It's much more detailed in the front. Let's look at number 5 here. I'm going to see if I can make this image even, no, I can't, even larger. This one is very deep and dark. The one behind it is much lighter, and these ones are very faint. So we're going to do this one deep and dark, and we're going to work together and make them very faint. So you're going to watch me first. I always do the dark shadows first, so I already did that. Very good. And the light source is going to be from right here. So we're going to all draw like a triangle with an ellipse and a circle to make a light bulb, like so. Your turn. And then I'm going to think about this. I think there's more light up here as well. I'm going to draw another lamp here on the top. We're going to pretend all the light is coming from here. And I'm going to draw another lamp right here as best as I can so we all understand that the light is coming from up here. Okay, so after you draw those 3 lamps, we are going to now start shading. So give me a yes when you're done with all 3 lamps. So far we have 10 out of 34 participants. Great, now we have half of the class with 3 lamps. I go zoom in a little bit more. There we go. So the value and focus, lighter values and less detail suggested off into the distance. So this one is off into the distance and this one is off into the distance. So I lightly erase the little tops of those circles because that's where it gets more faint. And this one is really dark and deep because it's closer. So we're going to make an optical illusion just like the example over here on number 5. I'm going to grab my pencil. I use the side of the pencil, always a number 2 pencil. And I'm just kind of grazing it with the side of my pencil back and forth like a backwards C. And I'm like putting less pressure the closer I get to the light area. And then down in here, I want it darker. We've been practicing this many times, so you should be pretty good at this now. You could do little circular motions. Try to crispen it up. The closer you put your pointer finger on the pencil, the heavier the graphite will leave its mark. Now remember, you can use a scratch piece of paper to protect your work so you don't smear your hand. I'm going to use a piece of paper here so I don't smear my hand in my work, in my writing, because I already did. You can see I smeared it right there. Yeah, that's a no-no. MJ, why is your microphone on?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I muted you all, but then I guess you accidentally pressed it.
Oh, okay.
All right. when you're done, we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next one. I don't like that this is giving off a glare, so I'm gonna turn off my light and see if that's better. Oh my goodness, what a difference. So now I'm gonna kind of crispen up the edges of the circle so it doesn't look so blurry. So I'm just making it a little bit sharper along the edges now of my circle. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm gonna darken the bottom shadow. I don't know why my voice keeps going out. I've been drinking tea to try to help. I get like a hoarse voice from talking all day. I have a sip of my tea. Cheers. Okay, I'm going to move on to the next one. Now, this one I'm going to do a little bit lighter, just like you see here on number 5. A little bit lighter than the first one because it's further away. I'm barely grazing the paper with a background, a back and forth, backwards C shape, and it's much lighter. I find this very therapeutic. It's very delicate, very gentle. You can obviously see that this one is much lighter than the one in front. So I want you to be very aware of that because it's further away. So that's a much lighter value. Please give me a little yes, I'm done. So I know if I'm going too fast or slow. Half of you are done. Then you can just kind of crispen up the edge with the point of your pencil, but you want it to still be lighter. Okay, very good. Now, I want you to watch me first. This little guy up here, we want him so faint you're barely putting a hint. He's barely there. I don't know why I'm saying it's a he. And then I'm going to crispen the little edge of my circle right here and a little bit right here, but it's barely there. And then we're going to barely shade this one in here. Barely. I can't even get my pencil in there. I'm going to get my little Q-tip and I'm just going to put a little bit of graphite. I'm going to smear this a bit, get a little zhuzh, kind of help me out with this one. I'm not even doing the tops, okay? And then I'm softening things up a little bit. A little zhuzh. Things that are further away have less detail. And the tops are very light. Now, when you're finished with that, you can go ahead and start on number 6. The one in the front is going to be much darker. The one in the middle is going to be a middle value range. And then the one in the back is barely there. Okay, so I'm going to get my eraser and I'm going to lighten up the barely there one because we hardly want to see it. This one we all are very familiar with, back and forth, back and forth. And I can zhuzh it with my little Q-tip. Let the Q-tip do the work for you. The less pressure, the lighter it is. We want it to look kind of blended. We want it to have that reflective light. This time, the middle one, I'm just going to use the Q-tip. So it's really soft. And then this one, I'm barely putting any on the Q-tip. We want it to really show a difference from dark to medium to really light. Now, if anybody has any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Yes, Brown, I got a quick question. So when we're trying to shade and we're doing that little C shape, how do we get? Because my shading, I kind of get it, but my open circle, you know how you got that little open circle of white at the top of all
I erase
yours?
the tops.
Mine keeps on going off more of to the side instead of the top. And how do I stop doing that instead of making it go look like it's moving to the top instead of like going sideways?
I'm not quite sure I understand.
I can show you my paper and show you what I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
let me get your visual. Let me see if I can pull
Okay,
you up. I have like 10 things open all at once, so it makes it hard sometimes for me to find
yeah,
it.
I
Let me see if
understand.
I can find you. Yeah, because I'm not really looking at you guys. Where would it be? I don't see your guys' little faces anywhere. Yeah, I'm looking for it. It's weird. Type me something in the let me see in the chat. Maybe that'll help me pin you. I don't know where you are. Share. I got that. What's going on here? Oh. Yeah, I don't know where you guys went off to. Okay, that doesn't help.
No,
Does anybody have any advice for me? How do I find your guys' visual?
You can try clicking on the Zoom app, like at the bottom.
Oh, let me try that. No, that just pulls up a meeting, educator wellness meeting. No, that's not what I want. What the heck? Leroy, let me see what I can do here. I could have you. Why don't you submit it in yesterday's? Add another picture, and I can
okay,
find it that way.
okay. So like right now, or do you want me
Yeah,
to do it like after class?
right now.
Okay, okay, got it, you got it.
I think I can do that. Let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna leave this so everybody can still see what we're supposed to be doing. And
Oh, okay, right there, right there. See, you see how you have that little circle? You see where that on number 5, where to the left that light source is coming down, and then you see your first ball, like the first one, like the darkest one.
yeah,
You see how you got that white spot right there?
I never
Mine,
covered it with my pencil.
yeah. See, mine is I have a white spot, but it's more um to the left. It's not right there. It's like kind of
Right
more
here.
facing forward instead of upward.
So just get your eraser and erase it to where you want it.
Oh, okay. So just erase.
Yeah, when I draw these, let me show you on a scratch piece of paper. I get a circle, right? Here's my circle. And then I use the side of my pencil and I diagonal backwards C shape.
Oh, okay. I got it.
And that leaves that white spot. And then you can like zhuzh it with your Q-tip and kind of spread it up a little bit higher to show a transition. And that's how I got that circle because I never touched it.
Got it.
It's like a crescent moon
Okay.
shape.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Brown. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
That helped a lot. Okay.
Oh, good. That's what I'm here for. Okay, so if you guys could do me a favor and just give me a thumbs up so I can move on. I think that was a good lesson. I'm glad he brought that up. While you're doing that, I'm going to try to do something else. Okay, so far 15 of you are done. Now 25 of you are done. Now when you're done, you will need a photograph of this for the proof of practice, but we're going to draw something else as well. So a lot of you are like, why are we shading spheres? I bet. Like, what does that have to do with shading letters? So let's get out another piece of paper or another page in your sketchbook. And we're going to start. I don't like how I have this shadow. I'm going to turn off the light in my bedroom. Hold on. Ugh. Whoa, now it's really dark. Ouch. Ouch, that hurt. Ooh, the pain. Okay, so we should all be done, and now we're going to start the next thing. Let's do a letter, and we're going to make it dimensional, and I'm going to have us all draw the same one. So we're going to draw a little lamp, a sideways triangle with a little ellipse shape, and that little half crescent here. And then I'm going to shade the inside of this. I want this to be super obvious that it's a light bulb shining its light. We're going to put some rays with arrows. I'll give you guys a little bit of time to play around with that. And then we'll get started on the next step. Based on your letter and where the lighting is, it's going to affect how you shade. So we're going to do some experiments on that. So today we're going to do an E from this direction. At this point, I think we should be pretty good at making our letters like have some meat to them without the stick figure. So I want everyone to draw an E. Wow, it's noisy in my back. It's trash day. And then what we're going to do is we're going to decide, are we going to have the vanishing point and the converging lines above or below? We're going to freehand this a bit. I'm going to do it below. So I'm going to say that the vanishing point is right here. Everybody draw a vanishing point. This is just a practice exercise. Please give me a yes when you're done. So far, half of you are done. Two-thirds of you are done. Okay, so now we're gonna just freehand this, unless you have like your little handy ruler. I'm gonna freehand it. I know that this point is gonna go to the vanishing point, this corner. This one is going to the vanishing point. This one here goes to the vanishing point. And I don't have to draw it all the way down, but I know that's going that angle. The inner E goes down to the vanishing point. This one goes down. And this one goes down. I'm not even drawing it completely down because I've gotten pretty good at this. This one goes down to that vanishing point. You always want to make sure the angle's going to the vanishing point. I forgot the top one right here. You gotta make sure all your corners, oops, I don't want to forget this one, and I gotta tilt it towards there. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll give you guys a little bit of time to do it yourself. Boy, is my house noisy right now, I'm sorry. So step one, I want you to write step one. So that is draw your letters, draw your thick letter, and then I'm going to write converging lines to VP, which is the vanishing point. So that's exactly what we did. We drew a very thick letter E, and then we did those converging lines. So I actually put 2 steps into one here because I'm in a hurry. Now step 2, and yes, I want you to write this down. Step 2, after you do all your converging lines, this one had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does yours? Make sure you have all 9. Then you're going to do 1/2 inch tick marks to complete your letter 3D. Okay, so that's really important. And I think a few of you forget this. You have to have the guidelines. Now I could lightly draw this all the way to the vanishing point, but like you should be at a point now where you're pretty good at eyeballing this. No matter where the location is, if the letter's over here, it's going to be different than when it's here or here or here or here. We're going to see down below here, but if we had a letter here, we would see the top parts of the letter. And we're going to do that later. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and do those tick marks. So I'm guessing a 1/2 inch tick mark, which is roughly my pinky distance, which we talked about. Now I'm going to go over here, my 1/2 inch pinky distance. Then I'm going to do this one, 1/2 inch is right here. My pinky distance is right about here on this one. Pinky distance is here on this one, on this one, on this one, this one. I got tilted this way, pinky distance. So now I have all my little dots. I'm going to zoom in further for you.
Miss Brown, would you like us to do that as well?
Yes. You're going to do it with pencil. I did it with a marker so you can see it better. Just a little tick mark so you get the idea of where to do the placement. And now I'm going to get a different color so you can see mine. I'm going to use purple. No, that won't work. My chair makes so much noise. Okay. Got a purple pen here. And so now that I have those marks, I'm looking at this line here and then I'm mirroring it here. It's got to be parallel. So that's really important. They have to match. So if this is the horizontal right here, this needs to be a horizontal. If it runs into the letter, you don't draw over the letter. Now this is a vertical, so you're going to draw vertical. This is a horizontal. You're going to draw horizontal. It ends this way, so I got to look at this edge right here, and that's right here. And then I'm going to do the same thing down below to make sure it's matching. Oh, I got a little sloppy there. Just give me a yes when you're finished. Most of you, I must say, have been doing a phenomenal job considering that we are in a, remote learning. I'm very pleased we've gotten as far as we have with this. So you have a lot to be proud of. This is not the easiest stuff to learn. One thing I forgot to add to step 2, I'm going to zoom out. Your completion lines. I don't know if I spelled that right. Your completion lines must be parallel. Did I spell parallel right? I'm the world's worst speller. I don't trust myself. I can draw a pretty picture, but I can't spell. Oh, I spelled that wrong. It's 2 L's right here and then 1 L at the end. That was close. Still wrong. So I'm going to circle parallel because we struggle with that one. A lot of you make them not parallel. They have to be matching. Two-thirds of the class are done. I'm waiting for everyone. Oh, now everybody's starting to answer that. Very good. So we're going to do one last thing today. We're not going to actually shade the letter today. We'll continue that on Monday. We're going to do step number 3. And step 3 is really important. Have one light source. Just like with the vanishing point in your sketchbook cover, which maybe I didn't make clear, you should have really only had one vanishing point. You're only supposed to have one light source. So we do. We have one light source right here. This one. And that's how we're going to study our shading concepts. Have one light source and shade using a full value range. Now, a value range is something we've been talking about. That's one of your new vocabulary words. Value range. So a value range, we're going to make a tiny little example of a value range right here. And we're going to have it have 5 segments. And I know the number 5 one is really dark. This is a tiny little drawing, by the way. I'm going to zoom out so you can see that. Not that way, the other way. Okay. That's really, really dark. The point of my pencil. Then the next one's lighter than that one. And the next one's lighter. And the next one's lighter. This one's barely there. That's a full value range. Lights, mediums, and darks. And then we'll start talking about how we're going to shade this letter together on Monday. So while you're working on that, I'm going to create a proof of practice for the classroom. So I'm going to do that right now while you're all shading. 4th period, classwork. I'm going to reuse a post. For Friday. Yay, Friday. And it's 5 points. And your class is over at 12:03. So you have roughly 13 minutes, wow, to take a picture and submit. So you can't say I'm unreasonable. 13 minutes is a long time. If this was too fast for you, I will load the video and you can look at it and turn it in a little later today, and you will not be penalized. Some of us work faster than others, but I care that it's done correctly to what I'm asking you to do, okay? If anybody has any concerns and wants to talk to me, you can stay behind and I'll help you. Otherwise, I want you to have a fantastic Friday, okay? Stay safe out there.
Miss Brown,
Yes, ma'am.
do we submit a photo of the E or the
All
5?
of this.
Oh, all right, thank you.
Yes. I want to see all of this. I'm going to take a picture of this and put this on the agenda. I'm sorry?
Have a good day, Miss Brown.
You too. Thank you.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend.
Bye, Miss Brown. Have a nice weekend.
Bye. Thank you so much.
Bye, Miss Brown.
Bye. Huh. Friday. I'll put that back up in just a second, but I wanted to put this on the agenda, so bear with me. How do I do that? I'll do it like this. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Come on.
Miss Brown,
Yes.
I I'm having real trouble with this E. Is it possible if you can redo it with me one more time on a scratch piece of paper, please?
Absolutely. Hold on one second. I'm posting it on the agenda so people can see all of it. I don't know why I can't see you. That makes life hard. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see. What's going on here?
Like I can get my lines to the vanishing point, but then when it comes to blocking, it looks all wonky and just not right. So I'm like,
Frustrating.
what am I
I
doing
understand.
wrong?
Okay, so you want to draw this all over again, correct?
Yeah, I erased my whole E, and I'm gonna just do it all over.
Let me show you a little easier way to do it. I think I can draw it easier. So just the basic E line. So draw that, and then draw this and this. Can you do that?
Yes. Okay, I'm gonna do that right now.
Bye, Miss Brown. Have a fantastic day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Do you have all that?
Yes.
Now, in the middle, I want you to draw a line like this.
Okay.
And then you're going to draw a little one here and a little one here. See how there's gaps in between?
Yeah. Now see how you have that little tick mark a little further out than the other ones. Mine's going
It
inward.
doesn't have to, I'm just freehanding it. It's not perfect. And then I know I want it to stop right in the middle here where this gap is. You see? I'm making it here, and now I'm making it here. It's not going to be perfect. So where those gaps are missing, I put them here.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
And then I'm going to just kind of try to attach the lines. See if that helps. I don't expect it to be perfect. You know what? While you're doing, I'm going to turn off the video because it's still recording. I forgot to turn it off. All right, let me see if I can get
Oh man, everybody see me asking for help.
There's nothing wrong with that. You know what?